You can spend your entire life working hard, making a whole bunch of money, and getting a whole bunch of raises at jobs, and you can still never build any real wealth. Why is that? It's because wealth follows rules. So let me give you 6 laws of money that you have to understand if you want to get rich or you want to build some wealth for you and your family. Let's jump right into it. The first law is simply this: rich and wealthy are 2 entirely different things. Look, professional athletes, they go broke. You got doctors and lawyers who are living paycheck to paycheck. You got lottery winners who go broke, right? But then on the other hand, the flip side of that, you got people that don't make a whole lot of money, have maybe never really made 6 figures, but they have a lot of wealth or they have a high net worth. The reason is because they're 2 separate skill sets. Building wealth is really about ownership. It's really about assets, and it's really about cash flow, right? That's important. If you don't have the right cash flow, you may earn a lot of money, but you can't keep it because you got a lot of expenses. See, this is the key here. Income is the art of collecting money. It's the art of earning money and collecting money. That's income. But wealth is different because wealth is the art of keeping and growing money. Being able to keep the wealth and grow the wealth, that's really the foundation. Now, here's the second law that you gotta understand if you want to be rich. It's simply this: management is the key. See, most people don't really have an income problem. Most people have a management problem. They just can't manage the money right, because it takes management to go back to number 1. It takes management to actually grow the money and keep the money. So you gotta be able to manage what you get. And a lot of people, they got poor management skills. Here's the principle here. Anything in life that you mismanage, you lose. Period. Think about it. Relationships. If you mismanage your relationships, you lose them, right? Your friends. You lose your friends if you don't manage them right. Think about something as simple as your health. If you don't manage your health, you're going to lose it. You're going to have poor health and bad health, right? Think about your credit. If you mismanage your credit, you lose it. Think about your ability or opportunity to get higher education. If you don't get the higher education, you mismanage it, you lose it, right? Maybe you go to school, get all D's and F's. You're mismanaging the education, you're going to lose it. It's not going to mean anything. And life in general, if you mismanage life, you lose it. Money is no exception to all of that. If you don't manage money correctly and properly, you're going to ultimately lose it, right? Many of you watching this video, you probably make and earn enough money to live on, but you just have not figured out how to take good care of the money, distribute it or allocate it properly, manage your income, manage your expenses to keep enough of it. See, most people think you get ahead with money by making more of it and having more of it. But what's good about having more money if you can't even manage the money? So if you have a little bit of money and you mismanage it, you won't have it. If you have a lot of bit of money and you mismanage it, you're not going to have it. To get ahead financially, you got to manage what you already have right. You can't have more if you're trashing what you already have. Think about the people who want a brand new house, but they don't even take care of the apartment they live in right now. Or the people who want a brand new car, or want a nice car, but they have a car that they're not taking care of. They don't get the oil change, they don't rotate the tires, they don't, properly take care of the car, but they want more. You can't have more if you're messing up what you already have, right? Some people want a brand new life, but they mismanaging the life they already got. Money is no exception to that rule. Why do people with high incomes still live paycheck to paycheck? It's because they're not managing the money right. Now let's go to number 3. The third law that you got to know is simply this: the borrower is slave to the lender. I know you heard it before, but it's really important. Bad debt destroys wealth. Okay, period. You got car payments, you got credit card payments, you got personal loans, medical bills, student loans. Look, if it ain't going up in value, like going to be worth more in 5 years than it is today, 10 years, that's bad debt. And let me say this too, this is important. Can debt create wealth? Absolutely, debt can create wealth. right? You see it all the time. You buy a piece of property, right? You buy it and you put it on a 15 or 30-year mortgage and you pay for it. All the while, what's happening to that piece of property? It's going up in value. When something goes up in value and you have debt on it, that ain't bad debt. But the deal is that bad debt don't create no wealth at all. There's good debt and there's bad debt. But most people, a lot of people have the type of debt that eats up future income. That's the bad debt. It's eating up what you could be growing down the road because you got your money sunk into bad debt. If you have your money into good debt, it's growing, it's appreciating, cool, no problem. But the deal is that bad debt borrows the life out of your future. And you don't feel that. You don't feel the effects of bad debt until down the road. You get 45, 50, 55 years old and you wondering where all the money that you made went. Well, maybe it was the car payment. Maybe it was the student loans. Maybe it was the credit cards. Maybe it was all these things that you had to borrow from your future to pay back then. That's what you were doing with the bad debt. Every payment that you pay today, it puts a limitation on what you can build for tomorrow. And so you don't want to have a bunch of bad debt limiting what you can ultimately have down the road. Now, the fourth law of money that you need to sort of understand to get rich and build wealth is simply this. Labor is the most valuable big wealth commodity that we have. Labor. Instead of OPM, other people's money, think about OPL, other people's labor. One person can only work so many hours. You got one person, 40 hours. You got two people, 40 hours. Now you got 80 hours of production. You got three people working for you. Now you got 120 hours of production, 40 hours a week. Wealth explodes when you employ other people because people create value. Let me say it differently. Labor creates value. Labor is a commodity. Think about businesses when they expand their operations, right? They hire and bring on more people, right? They have more employees. They hire more contractors to help do the work. And then you have some businesses, they will break out and franchise out, right? To grow, right? Here, take a piece of my business and go open it over here. I'm going to give you all the operations. You open it over here and I get a piece of it, right? Franchising. You're using other people's labor to make more money. That's when wealth really goes crazy. But also think about this. Just owning the S&P 500 as an index fund or ETF. When you do that, you're still benefiting from the labor of millions and millions of other people. If you own VOO, right, Vanguard's S&P 500, you're benefiting from the labor of other people because they're making the business grow, which is making your investment in the ETF or index fund grow as well. It's labor that's doing that. It's people's labor, right? It's not a bunch of one-man bands in the S&P 500. It's businesses employing millions and millions of people, and you're getting wealthy from that if you're investing in it. You can have your own business or you can invest in businesses that employ other people's labor. Think about this. The largest fortunes in history were not built because some man or woman decided to work harder. No, fortunes aren't built because people say, I'm going to go all in and work 60 hours on my business this week. No, the big fortunes are built because they turn around and say, how can I use other people's labor to build my business? How can I use other people's labor to increase the value of what I bring? That's how crazy wealth is built. OPL, leveraging other people's labor, right? Just like money compounds, labor compounds too. The more people you employ, the more units of production that you can produce and ultimately sell, right? If you don't understand the power of labor, you don't really understand money. Look, we live in a capitalist society right here in America. Whether you like capitalism or you don't like capitalism is immaterial to what I'm talking about. Labor is a commodity that you want to own or you want to somehow participate in if you ever want to build wealth. If you ever want to get rich in America, you need to understand leveraging the power of other people's labor, either through a business or through some type of owning businesses, through the stock market, ETFs, index funds, individual stocks, whatever. But you got to understand labor if you want to build wealth. It helps tremendously. Now, the fifth law that you need to know to become rich and become wealthy is simply this. The best person to take care of the old you is the young you. I say it all the time in my videos. Why do I say it? Let me put it like this. You are responsible for you. You are responsible for your personal finances. You are responsible for the decisions that led to you being broke and the decisions that are going to lead to you building wealth. It's all on you. Nobody is walking through the door to save you. Nobody's coming to pick you up on a white horse and take you away. That don't happen in real life. Maybe in TV, the movies, and social media or something. Look, the government is not your retirement plan. Shouldn't be your retirement plan. Your kids, your grandkids, they're not your retirement plan. If you have to live with your kids or your grandkids when you get older, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But it should be optional. It should be an optional thing out of respect, in my opinion, and honor for you as an elder, right? It shouldn't be mandatory because you're broke. It shouldn't be mandatory because you don't have no money, so they got to help you out and you got to come live with them. That's not the flex, okay? The flex is saying it's optional if the kids want to take care of me or the grandkids want to take care of me. If it's an option and they want to do it out of love and honor and respect for you as the elder of the family, great, wonderful. I'm all for that. But you got to remember, the decisions that you make today are going to be affecting the 70 and 80-year-old you. And these decisions are going to determine whether or not the 70 and 80-year-old you can live with dignity and can live with independence, and not based on the dependence of other people to pay for your food, the dependence of other people to pay for your clothes, right? You don't want to live that way. At least I don't. So I'm saying that, hey, the best person who's going to take care of me in the future is the me today. The me that has the health, the me that has the time, the me that has the energy, the me that has the right mind, right? I'm going to take care of the old me. But if somebody wants to help back, down the road, great. But that's an option. It's not mandatory, right? When I get old, I want you to use my money to help take care of me, as opposed to me using your money to take care of me. Now, if it's just me, guys, let me know in the comments below. Maybe it's just me. But that's just how I feel. And that's why I say at the end of a lot of my videos that the best person who's going to take care of that old you is the young you. The greatest act of self-respect and self-care and self-love is making sure that the old me never has to beg anybody because the young me failed to prepare. Okay? That's the greatest act of self-love and self-care. Now, let's go to the sixth law, and that is this. You always want to chase purpose. Never, ever, ever chase money. This is a tough one because a lot of people are into chasing money. We see it all the time. The deal is this. When you chase money all the time, a lot of times you never end up having enough of it. You can't get enough. And greed becomes the order of the day because you constantly just chasing money and chasing money. But here's the deal. Real fulfillment in life is being able to fulfill your purpose. Chase purpose. Don't chase money. Let me say it differently. What is your purpose in life? Why are you here on this planet? What value can you bring to the people of the world? When you can answer those tough questions, that's going to be where your real wealth is. It's going to be in your purpose. It's going to be in your value you bring. It's going to be in how you can bring something to the people of the world and fulfill the purpose for why you was put here in the first place. What are you here for? When you can answer that and you can begin to move in that direction, that's when you're going to reach real wealth. That's when you're going to be rich, not with just money. See, real wealth and riches is not just about money. It's way bigger than money. Money is one thing. I get it, right? Smart money, bro. We're talking about money all the time, but it's not the main thing in life. Once you find your purpose in life and you start moving and acting and working in your purpose, that's where for most people, real wealth lies. It's right there in your purpose. Right? It's not just entertainers. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not just athletes and entertainers. Not at all. It could be anything. It could be a plumber. It could be an auto mechanic. It can be a nurse. It could be somebody who's just doing the thing that they were brought to the planet to do. They love it. They can do it for hours. They enjoy it. right? They bring value to other people. That's what you should be chasing. And when you find that, wealth is going to be there, right? The people who chase purpose, the people who solve problems, the people who create value in the lives of other people, right? Using their purpose and their gifts and their talents to serve others, those are the people who become wealthy. So always chase purpose. Don't chase money. Because here's the deal. The greatest fulfillment that you'll ever get out of life is not having a whole bunch of money. Think about it. We know people with a whole bunch of money who still aren't happy. We know people with a whole bunch of money who still aren't fulfilled in life. So the greatest gift of life that life has to give you is not going to be found with a whole bunch of money, but it can be found in fulfilling your purpose on the planet, doing what you were created to do, and making your mark in the lives of other people. See, wealth is not luck. No, not at all. Wealth is not income. I got to have a high income. Wealth is not about the right timing. Oh man, I missed it. If I could just do this. No, wealth follows rules, principles, laws. If you learn these 6 laws that I gave you on this quick video and you live these 6 laws, your financial future has no choice but to change. Hey, if you got value from this quick video, guys, do me a favor. Let me know in the comments below. Just say, I got value. And let me know your thoughts on these 6 laws to build wealth and get rich. Until the next video, peace.